fun and easy ways to approach writing books. I'm Laura Rubenstein. I'm your host and producer today of WSA TV, the women's premier show. And today we have a special episode with Karen Strauss and Gail Watson. We're talking about how to create and your stories, bring them to life through books and making it fun, because authoring a book is a brand and business building booster for any speaker, any entrepreneur. But it can be a daunting process because it just seems like, oh my God, it's this big, big thing, right, Gail and Karen? So you guys say it can be easy and fun. So I want to hear a little bit about your backgrounds. I want to know why you're so committed to helping women with their stories, bring them to life through books. So let's go over to you, Gail.
Good. Yes, it is a lot of fun to be, we want to make the process fun. How about that? That's what we should say. We know it's a lot of work, and we know that there's a big part to it, but we do want to keep it fun and make it enjoyable, because the whole purpose of why we use books is to really help us get our message out. And Women Speakers Association, when we started back in 2011, we came out with the sole mission of simply helping women use their voice to get their message out. A very powerful way to add on to that, we can talk about, we can get out on stages, we can get on webinars, we can get on podcasts, but another really good way is to use book, to put it down in paper. And books bring us a lot of other forms they can open up doors that we didn't know existed, that help us in getting that message out and reaching a lot more people. So it's a really nice platform, and that's why Women Speakers Association got involved in publishing under the umbrella of WSA Publishing, to just give more women that option.
So, and I know we brought in Karen. So Karen, tell us about your background and your commitment to help women bring out their stories.
Sure. So, well, I've been in publishing pretty much since the Gutenberg Bible, and I've seen a lot of changes happening over the multiple centuries of publishing. So, but no, seriously, I have worked at traditional publishing houses, Random House and Crown and Macmillan, worked with a number of celebrities, President Jimmy Carter, Martha Stewart, Jimmy Stewart, no relation, and George F. Will, amongst others. And so my commitment has always been, so I worked at traditional publishing houses, and then decided that I really wanted to work with speakers and entrepreneurs, particularly women who are struggling to get their message out. And so I think it's been about 5 years, Gail, since we joined together with WSA, and we created WSA Publishing. And it's been a wonderful collaboration where we do lots of multiple books, independent books, as well as collaboration books. And so we're having a great time doing it. We'd love you to join us.
So Gail, I'm really intrigued. We've started this WSA Publishing. What was your journey with writing?
Well, this is a fun one, because as the ideas came about to, give this platform for women to help get your voice out, we were putting together our first book, and it was a collaborative book. It was the first series of Voices of the 21st Century. And I didn't think I had to put a story in, and it was Karen. We had a meeting one day, and Karen says, "No, what do you mean you're not putting in a story? You have to put in a story. You're the lead author. Put in, And so I was really held back by nothing short of fear. It was about, I didn't have any heavy dramas in my life. I didn't think there was a big message that would be worthy of a book. And to top it all off, I'm not a very good writer. I write in bullet points, right? And I remember and Karen says, that's what editors are for. Editors are there to make you look good. Don't worry about it. Just get your thoughts down on paper. And she did make it a very, very easy experience. But it was as I meet the members and we talk about getting their books out, and I hear that same story, that same feeling that I had, it's shared so often. So I completely get it. And it's what's really incentivized and made us create the experience about putting books together as an easy process. We want this to be very easy. We want it to be fun, and enjoyable, because you think of it, we are unloading a lot. When we write a book, our heart's pouring into it, our mind's pouring in, everything's our time, and it can be very emotional, right? It can bring up stuff that was maybe once kept down. And so I've been really impressed with the process right from day one. Karen, yeah, you held me like a little baby, which was really great to get me through.
Therapist. I was your therapist for sure.
Therapist.
And your life coach and your editor.
Yeah. No,
Yeah. So when writing a book, it can bring up a lot of fear, and that, and we're talking about making it fun today and easy, because it really can be, even if in the face of fear. So, and why would someone even want to do this, right? Why would you even want to go through the process of fighting your fear or trying to make it fun? And Karen, what's going to do? How is a book going to help them monetize their speaking or their business?
So a book really gives you credibility and authority. You could have tens of thousands of followers on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and all of those things, and YouTube, and all that's great. But there still is nothing like having a book, whether you're in a collaboration book or whether you have your own. People look at you differently. They really do. People have told me they write a book. This was an accountant who wrote a book, and like people were meeting him on the street and they go, "Oh my God, Joe, you wrote this book." And it's and they just look at you like you're a celebrity. And so it catapults you into a new stratosphere. So writing a book also gives you a competitive edge. If you are getting on speaking stages, and that's what we're all here for, is to get speaking engagements. If an event planner or someone who's booking speaking engagements sees that you've written a book, but the person who's talking about the same subject as you has not written a book, you who have written a book will get the gig every time. So it's a huge advantage. Getting on radio and podcasts, the producers always want to see the content you've produced, and writing a book is the best way to show that you really know what you're talking about.
I love that. It's definitely a credibility booster. And so when you find people going to write their books and publish them, what are the common mistakes you find that happen?
Well, the biggest one is the fear that paralyzes them. That there's this statistic that more than 85% of the Americas, North America, wants to write a book, or feel they have a book in them, and actually only 2% actually write the book, because the fear is so great that they would rather have a root canal than actually write a book. So it's really astounding about the fear that holds you back. And so that's a big mistake, because it's not only holding you back writing the book, but it's holding you back getting your message out, and really taking center stage so that people know who you are. You will no longer be the world's best kept secret in your niche. So that's a key mistake. And others we're going to be talking about, but a key one, I'll give you one more. It's a little taste of, you don't want to not edit the book, because it's your brand, it's your, it's who you are. And if you put a book out that has spelling mistakes and grammar and typo, that makes you look bad. So that's a big mistake that a lot of new authors might make.
Yeah, I know there's so much wisdom you're going to share on May 12th in the speaker success training. So if anybody, I didn't mention this yet, but to get into that free training, go to speakersuccesstraining.com, reserve your spot, because you guys, the two of you are going to go in depth into the common mistakes and a whole lot more. We'll talk about that. But I want to get back to, well, what about making it fun and easy? So we have this fear, but what advice do you have, Gail, for women speakers regarding making it easy and fun to write a book? How can we help them?
Bottom line, don't do it alone. That's the bottom line. As I mentioned before, doing a book is a big job, and I really applaud those authors who take on a full book on their own. It's quite a task. Having a team makes it so much easier. Working in collaboration with others, that's what makes it fun. And creating. So in WSA Publishing, what we have done is when we've created it more as an experience, right? So whether you want to write your a book where it's, you know, all 200 pages are yours, or whether you want to submit a chapter where you have 3 pages into a book, each part, each experience is about to work together tightly with the team, so that, and just when you remove all those elements of the unknown, when you're with a professional publishing team, it really takes down that sense of the stress that can come with it, or the angst, and really enjoy yourself. It's building personal relationships with your team. I say, when I've talked to members and they're sharing, oh, I'm going to go use this publisher, you know, they're exploring finding a publisher, I go, make sure that you and your publisher, you connect. I mean, that publisher should be like your hairdresser. She's there to make you look good, right? And to do that, we need to work together, and you're going to be having a lot of conversations. You need to be going, hey, how's your day? And enjoy one another and get to know each other. And that's the personable experience that you should be having, and a lot of trust, because it takes time. It takes a lot of your effort, and celebration. What's the first thing we always do, Laura, right? Laura's our project manager for Voices of the 21st Century. So she's our queen of fun. And on our launch day, we say, take the day off. Right. So our next book launches February 22nd, 2022. That's at 222. And we say, take the day off and enjoy it. And then make sure you have a special dinner plan that night for yourself to celebrate you. And it's those little things that make the big difference. And that's what makes it fun, makes the memory fun. And so that's what it's about.
The experience of the community is really rich. And I really think it helps people pull them right out of their fear and into their fabulousness, right? We've seen so many women blossom their businesses, their esteem, their presence, and it's a trickle up effect, really, because everybody's cheering each other's on. And Karen, your guidance is amazing throughout the whole process, making it so easy we can just relax into it, right? Mm-hmm. And the authors can just take their steps that you've outlined, and I nurtured them through, and we have this amazing process to make it super easy to start them into what you just said, Karen, about having that credibility and authority and wearing it with pride. So it's a whole process. So on the 12th, tell me a little bit more about why people should come to the Speaker Success Training. By the way, again, go to speakersuccesstraining.com to register for this. And maybe, Karen, you can go over a few of the bullet points of what people will take away.
Well, we're calling it, Are You Ready to Write Your Best-Selling Book? Increase your reach, impact, and revenue. So you're really going to learn, we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes that authors might make. But we're going to give you some real world recommendations and understanding about what a book can do for your life and what it can do for your business. And so we're going to share some tips and ideas about turning your book into a business, or, how you will elevate your your business as it is. So so tune in, because I think we have some lot of practical ideas.
Mhm. And it's really good for anyone who's I mean, whether you've written books in the past, or you've got that book inside you that's been waiting to come out. And there's never been a better time. I mean, with just the turn of our global events, I've heard, I don't know the actual stat, maybe Karen, you do, but I understand books have made a massive comeback, where more people have engaged in reading and are doing books. So it's prime opportunity.
Book sales are way up, even without bookstores. There is a stat that now Amazon is actually exceeded Google in terms of product searches. So, if for no other reason to write a book, man, you want to be on Amazon. So when people type in, how can I lose 20 pounds? And if you're a weight loss coach, that's where you want to be.
It's powerful. And the process that we take people through gives them a lot of education too, is what and we're starting with the speaker success training on May 12th at 1:00 Pacific. So be sure to register at Speaker Success Training. But I know these ideas that you get along the way for how to leverage, like you said, Karen, leverage your book, not just by selling your book, but landing more speaking engagements and becoming that well-known person, and getting even media, right? Like getting into the media because you have something to say. You've obviously been published. So what would you like to leave everybody with, Gail, about making it easy to have a book done and published, bestseller?
I'd like to leave, well, the first step is, if it's in there, I want you to tap into that voice that's speaking to you and just say yes. Just allow yourself to be free and explore that. Yes, go for it. Come, let's chat next Wednesday. We'll dive deeper into some details, but I think it's just that first little step is just engage with the community, just to see what it would be like. Doesn't mean you have to do anything, but what we really want to do is help empower that voice and to draw it out if it's the right time for you. So it's show up, just show up. That's the first step.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So we'll see you on the Speaker Success Training on May 12th with your passion, your questions, your fears. Bring them all, because we're going to make it fun and easy to write your book and get published. Well, thanks, ladies.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
All right. We'll be back next week with another fabulous edition of our women's premiere show on WSA TV. Bye for now.